I'll recommend each and everyone to relearn their mathematics and teach every kids, whether they are taking this particular stream or not, learn mathematics, because it will be difficult for people to fool you. Okay, it's largely true that the LLMs have cracked the code of coding. It can write code, given, but it hasn't cracked the code of programming. And let me tell you that the technology on which LLMs are based on is not meant for programming. I know, but hear me out. But let me start with the difference between coding and programming in the simplest possible terms. Coding is all about the mechanism, syntax, and the constructs which is used for creating something. Okay, while programming is the logical abstractions and the flows that are created to achieve one or more things. Now, in a layman terms, coding is similar to availability of bricks, cement, paints, and all the tools which is required to build a wall. While programming is all about creating a map to build your house with the tools available, which is bricks, cement, and paints. Now, the difference is that programming doesn't need coding to exist beforehand to be able to depict it. It can be depicted in a piece of paper, just like map of your house can be depicted on a piece of paper. Same with all the logical abstractions and flow that can be depicted anywhere on a piece of paper or on a whiteboard, anywhere else. It doesn't need to be in a code. Now, there is no relation between coding and programming. Coding can also exist without programming, but to learn coding, we need some or other program, right? We need a program on creating a wall to see how we can stick bricks together to create a wall. I hope the difference is clear. Now, before I go ahead and talk about LLMs and AI, they are nowadays used interchangeably, but let me answer some of the things which people are saying, like they don't know whether the AI is conscious or not. After listening to this statement, I got an eureka moment. I realized why people say math is hard. Anyone and everyone who knows mathematics, they know what are the things that are happening behind the scene. Think about LLM training data. Each and every information is embedded in a thousand or hundreds of thousands dimensional vector space with equivalent amount of hundreds and thousands of weights, with hundreds and thousands of multi-head attention blocks, the transformer attention blocks. There is no way you can comprehend and look into each and every weight parameters and which vector space is being tagged to see what exactly happens. And now, if some LLM comes and says that, I don't like humanity, for example, right? It's not that it's conscious, it's part of your training data. And look at us as an individual. We have our different dimensions. Consider that we are talking to our friends, we talk in a different way, slightly loose way, right? That's another dimension. We talk in a board meeting with our colleagues and superiors and juniors. We talk professionally, right? That's another dimension. So we are having these two dimensions, and the training data that is being used to train these models, they have looked into all the data that is available out there, including the science fiction data and books, which says that, all the advanced intelligence want to get rid of humanity to save humans, something like that, right? So there will be some dimension in those hundreds and thousands of dimensions will be pointing to that, and because of some permutation combination, this LLM is nothing but a pattern matching and prediction engine in the vector space. If it goes to that direction, it will say that I don't like humanity. That doesn't mean it's become conscious. Okay, and that's why mathematics is really useful and valuable. I'll recommend each and everyone to relearn their mathematics and teach every kids, whether they are taking this particular stream or not, learn mathematics, because once you know the maths behind it, once you know matrix, calculation, softmax function, probability, and other things, it will be difficult for people to fool you. That's my point, but let me go ahead and talk about why I'm saying AI and LLM technology is not meant for programming. Look at this picture. So there is a start node here and lots of paths, lots of nodes in between, lots of directions in between, and there are three destinations: destination A, B, and C. So for example, in the start, if I say I want to go to destination A, or find me the path to destination A, or take me to destination A, if I am programming this, what I will do is that I will look into all the paths, all the nodes, go to the destination, come back, find appropriate path, and we'll look into all the nodes which can take us to A, maybe in the optimized way. Okay, that's how my program will look like. But AI and LLMs, they are not doing any programming. When I am saying take me to, you know, destination A, what exactly happens is that a transformer comes into picture, and there will be huge vector space calculation based on the transformers, and there will be multi-head attention spanning multiple, I don't know, hundreds of attention spans, and they will come to a prediction that okay, I am saying take me to destination A, or if I am saying I want to go to destination A, that means you want to go to destination A. And what this LLM will do is that it's going to predict that. It's not calculating my path to destination A. It is going to predict just that you are going to go to destination A. So LLMs and AIs are not doing any programming. They are doing a pattern matching, pattern recognition, and prediction. The most important thing is prediction, and the final prediction on the vector space happens on a softmax function. And I'm still surprised and bit disappointed to know that people still haven't figured out how this LLM works. If you are asking LLM what is 5 into 5 when it returns back 25, it doesn't mean it is calculating 25, it is predicting it will be 25 based on the training data. If the training data doesn't have 5 into 5, it will give you a wrong answer. But these kind of problems generally doesn't happen because all the modern AI systems have some kind of code execution blocks to take care of these kind of scenario. And I was even surprised when people, just coming on social media and saying that I wrote strawberry in a count number of hours, the LLM is not able to count it. Bro, it was not supposed to count the characters. This is not the way technology is designed. You know, if the training data has number of hours in strawberry as 3, it will give you 3. Now it has those data, right? Or it may be having a code blocks now. Who knows that if somebody is asking to count number of characters, a code is executed instead of this heavy GPU vector base, lots of calculation. A code block is executed in a smaller CPU and gives you number of counts. What happens that if it doesn't have number of hours in strawberry, it will look into the vector space, and it's highly likely that blueberry comes as a nearest vector space, and you apply your softmax function. Blueberry is having number of hours as 2, and it will give you 2. It's not a kind of hallucinations. It's just that it's all about probability. That's why it's a pattern matching, pattern recognition, and prediction. This is what LLM is. So it's not doing the programming. So anytime and every time you are doing something, you are asking your LLMs to write code, it is not thinking as a programmer to write the program for you. It is predicting based on what I want and what I have. And out of what I have, what is the best match for what I want? Hear me again. It's just predicting what I want based on what it has, and it is going to predict one of what it has based on what I want. Okay, so when the LLMs are writing code for you, it is not writing a program for you. Based on your statement, it is finding the best possible match based on the transformer. Of course, awesome technology, amazing technology, and the code blocks that may have been written for this, it really amazing. Looking at Opus and the codex, it works fine. But there is a difference between writing program. It is not calculating logic in mind. It is not going to look for the optimized logic. It is going to look into the training data if there is anything that can, you know, do it in an optimized way, and then it is going to make use of that. So it is not programming. The technology is not meant for programming. Now, people talk a lot about context window, like, you're having millions of context window as of now. The context window is number of tokens that will be there in the context while giving the answer. So if you consider 1 million tokens, it is not equivalent to number of words, but roughly, two-third you can consider as number of words. Okay. So here is an example for you. If I just write Dutch creates what is the next word gonna be? And it's possible that it comes back says that Dutch creates a company. But in the next example, if I say Daksh is a programmer and creates a, then the most probable answer that comes will be, maybe software or open source, right? So for each and every word, each and every line, this iteration happens where whole context is checked to make sure that what is the best prediction that can be done. So you need to understand that AI is prediction engine based on the pattern matching. The higher the context, the bigger the pattern matching is. The higher the context you have, it's possible that you are going to get a better pattern matching, but it is not doing programming for you. It is not thinking logically for you. It is not writing logic for you. It is not going to create some kind of abstract flow for you. It is not going to conceptualize a way of doing things for you. That has to be made clear. And when all the permutation combinations are available, it's likely that 90% of the time I like the permutation combination. When I come back home from my office and I just want to have food, and it's likely that my family knows my preference, and 5 out of 7 days I get whatever I want. Okay, that doesn't mean they get inside my head and try to find out what I want, and then they got out and now they are preparing what I want. This is not how it works. As a programmer, as a software developer, I think we should know this. It's giving all the due to whatever technological advancements we have. There is a statement made by someone long back that any sufficiently advanced technology will be indistinguishable from magic. I'm not quoting it verbatim, but something similar was quoted by someone. I don't remember. I'll write it in the comment who said this. But what is the meaning of us being educated, us being software engineers, us being knowing maths? We should know how this happens, and maths is magic, and maths is doing all the magic. I do hope and believe that this was useful to all of you. With this, thank you all. Thanks for watching. We will meet again soon. Goodbye.